In the Weather Center at Local 4, I'm meteorologist Kit Cloninger here with the check on our weather over the next 24 to 46 hours. We've got some snow headed our direction, and that's going to be getting here overnight tonight. I've got a quick breakdown on that in just a moment, but temperatures today didn't break the freezing mark, so it's going to be quite a while before we see any of the snow we get before it melts, and it might even be the new year before that happens. Looking outside at our temperatures this evening, we're in the teens in our northern hometown, 17 in Galena, 19 in Mount Carroll, and 14 in Clinton, 20s just south of Interstate 80 with the Quad Cities right now at 21 degrees. We do have a winter weather advisory for much of the Quad Cities area, and that goes now until tomorrow afternoon around 3 p.m. So that's not going to be clearing out for much of the area, and that's for all of our Quad Cities regions south of Clinton County. Now, most of the areas to the north of Interstate 80 aren't going to quite see that 3 inches that they usually issue the winter storm advisory for. However, since tomorrow is going to be such an active day when you're out there on the roads traveling for Christmas Eve, definitely keep that in mind that we could be seeing quite a bit of snow on much of the roads. Satellite and radar right now shows a lot of cloud cover moving in, pretty thin, but it's going to be increasing over the next several hours with a little bit of snow there to our south and west. If we look at the futurecast, we're going to be seeing quite a bit of activity overnight tonight. It's not going to start until around 2 a.m. We see that here, and then it's going to build into the Quad Cities. And then this is just a short-range model here that's going to be showing that move out by around noon. That's going to be the last bits of the flurries, and then overnight we'll be seeing those temperatures continuing to drop. We see it's pretty clear at 9 p.m. But this is a different model. This is the European model. It has a little bit of a different track on this storm, and it has it tracking a little bit further north for the heavier stuff, but not quite as much is going to be shown by the one you saw a moment ago. Some of those clouds will be clearing out again by the evening hours, and again, we'll be seeing those temperatures drop very quickly over the next several hours. Back to that first model, though, we do see a lot of the snow starting by around 4 a.m. to the south of the Quad Cities, and then it doesn't get to our area until around 6 a.m. This is going to be when it begins, and then we'll continue to see it accumulate. We've got a couple places with very heavy snow coming in possibly, and then again we'll see those last few flurries by around noon, dropping anywhere from 1 inch to 1.5 inches for the Quad Cities, I bet. Looking over the next several days, though, we're not going to be seeing quite a lot of snow. We'll just have it sticking around, and it's not going to melt away because, like I said, these temperatures are going to be very chilly over the next several days. So looking at the snow totals, this is the European model. This was the second model I showed you a moment ago. This is showing anywhere from 2 to 2.25 inches for the Quad Cities specifically. Places south of us are going to see even more, but this model had a bit of a northern track. The RPM model, which is our in-house model, it's showing a little bit less and a track further south, only giving us right around 1 inch and 1.25 inches. So not quite as much, and some of the other models are showing a little bit more, a little bit less. So I'm thinking that we're just going to be seeing a trace to 1 inch in our northern hometowns, especially north of Interstate 30. It's not going to be, or Highway 30, it's not going to be quite as much as here in the Quad Cities or points south of Monmouth and Burlington. We're going to be seeing anywhere from 2 to 3 inches, locally some 4 inches, but that's likely going to be more towards central Illinois and northern Missouri. It's not going to be right here in the Quad Cities, but we are going to be seeing those temperatures overnight tonight continue to drop down into the lower 20s and possibly upper teens for some of our areas. With that snow coming in, it could actually warm us up just a little bit. It's sort of counterintuitive, but again, that snow will be starting later on. Here's a look at some of the other models. The different models are showing the GFS just around 2.25 inches, the NAM just a little bit less, and here's the European and the RPM. So just right in that range of 1 inch to 2 inches of snow will be for the Quad Cities, less for the northern hometowns though. Across the upper Midwest right now, we're seeing that storm system already reaching into portions of southern Iowa and northern Missouri, and it's going to be dropping quite a bit in Nebraska, but that's going to be shifting all the way across, and you see how it is moving with this sort of tongue of moisture out a little bit ahead of the main system, and that winter weather advisory actually extends from Indiana and Ohio all the way back to the other side of Wyoming. So this is a long track system that's going to be affecting a lot of people over the next several days. Here's a look again at a wider view of that futurecast as we see that tongue of moisture out ahead of it. That's why our southern hometowns are going to be seeing a little bit more, because we don't see the storm get to us until after they've already had several hours of snowfall and even the heavier snowfall as well. After that tracks out, it's going to continue to move on past the Ohio River Valley, and the northeast is going to be seeing quite a bit of snow over the next several days. Here's a look at that swath of snow that it's going to leave behind. Since it tracks a little bit south, it's not going to be leaving as much towards Wisconsin, which over the past several days, they've been seeing quite a bit, or the past several weeks rather. Overnight tonight here in the Quad Cities, we'll be seeing a high of around 18 degrees, or a low around 18 degrees. So it'll be pretty chilly as we wake up, but it's going to be much cooler later on in the week. Tomorrow's high, again, we're not going to be breaking out of the freezing temperatures, so we're going to have that snow stick around for several days. Looking at my chances for a white Christmas, we officially define a white Christmas as 1 inch of snow on the morning of Christmas. So through the years, we usually have an average of a 41% chance, but this year it's looking very likely that across our region we will have a white Christmas. We might not have that official inch to our northern hometowns, such as Galena and Maquoketa, so just a little bit of a less than 100% chance for our area. Looking at the 7-day forecast, though, that snow is going to be sticking around, so once it falls, it's not going to melt, and we've got temperatures very cold over the next several days. It's going to radiate a lot of the heat away in the evenings, and a lot of the sunlight will be reflected off. And looking over the next 7 days, those temperatures are going to be very, very cold. That's a look at your forecast. I'm meteorologist Kit Cloninger in the Local 4 News studios. Thanks for watching.